Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Adam from Impulsive Gamer, and today we're back in Othercide. In today's video, I'll take you through the boss of the second era, the Deacon. With today's tips and tricks, you'll have the Deacon kneeling before you in no time flat. Only 18% of players have beaten the Deacon so far, so he can be pretty difficult. Before we get started though, don't forget to like the video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe and hit that bell icon for more from One Impulsive Gamer. Next time, it's on to the Maid. Beginning in the second era, you'll start to see synapses which allow you to bring 4 daughters into battle instead of the usual 3. The Deacon boss fight is a 4-daughter battle, so make sure you use this time to train a 4th party member. I would suggest that you train 1 Soul Slinger, 1 Shield Bearer, and 2 Blade Masters for this fight. I'll get into why in a bit, but first, let's look at the boss's mechanics. If you don't want any spoilers, go ahead and give the boss a shot before continuing on the video. Otherwise, let's get on to the action. The Deacon is the only enemy you have to fight in this battle. There are no adds, so all of your attention will be focused right on the boss. You'll begin with your 4 daughters spread in a circle around the Deacon. So to begin, move all of your daughters in close. The Deacon will alternate between 2 phases in this fight. The first is geared towards heavy defense, and the second towards heavy offense. He'll begin in defense form with 300 armor at a low movement range. He'll then target the closest daughter for a set of 3 heavy attacks. Once he's taken 15% damage, he'll then switch to his attack form. When he does, he'll jump to the first initiative, and he'll root all but the farthest away daughter who is designated as the Penitent. Only the Penitent daughter can execute their move action. Movement abilities like Sidestep or Wrathful Rain will be key for the rooted daughters. Once the Deacon has taken 15% damage again, he'll switch back, unrooting your daughters, and the cycle will begin anew. Whenever the Deacon takes damage, either melee or ranged, he'll respond with a Holy Cross. Holy Cross will push any daughters in a cross around him away, but it'll only deal damage to any daughters who are pushed into a wall or another daughter. For this reason, the fight is best done in an open and central area to avoid being wall slammed. Also, try and keep the Deacon himself away from the walls. If he gets stuck against a wall, the Deacon will use Pilgrimage to teleport behind your daughter for massive damage. The Deacon will use Liturgy, a delayed action, as his main damage dealer. He'll mark off an area in which he'll later deal heavy damage, so make sure that your daughters aren't pushed into it by a Holy Cross, as Liturgy can 2-shot a daughter even with high health. When a daughter is nearby, he might activate Mass to deal light damage to all close daughters, although he does this very infrequently. So how should I prepare for this fight, I hear you ask? Well, first, make sure all of your daughters are at least level 5 or 6. There's a lot of heavy damage that daughters will need to be able to tank in this fight, so high health is going to be mandatory. This fight is primarily focused on 2 aspects of gameplay, movement and armor. If you're not prepared to deal with both, you won't be able to succeed. The first thing that you require for this fight is a good set of movement skills. I would suggest having 2 Blade Masters with the Sidestep skill, and a Soul Slinger who can use Wrathful Rain. These are going to be the best skills for when your party is rooted, as they'll allow you to move, even when your move skill is locked out. The Shield Bearer doesn't have a good movement skill, so it's going to be less important for this fight. For the armor aspect of this fight, armor shredding memories are mandatory. You can't win without them. At least 1 Blade Master and your Soul Slinger should have a memory along the lines of Master attached. Otherwise, this fight could drag on for ages, or like happened on my first run, you could be stuck not having a way to deal any damage through the armor and never trigger the next phase. On to the more specific tips, starting with the Shield Bearer. It may seem counterproductive, but make sure that your Shield Bearer, if you're going to use one, is kept as the farthest daughter from the Deacon. The Shield Bearer can be almost useless while rooted, so keep it far enough away to always be the Penitent daughter. The most important move for a Shield Bearer in this fight is going to be Saving Grace. Saving Grace is an interrupt with the potential to act as a movement skill. It allows the Shield Bearer to switch positions with the daughter who's about to take damage, placing it within melee range of the Deacon. You can use this to protect your Blade Master and put your Shield Bearer into melee position. Lastly, for the Shield Bearer, the Deacon is unaffected by initiative reducing moves like Slam, so don't try to use this to delay his turn. You should really only be using your shield bearer to deal damage and tank hits. Now, unlike the Surgeon, the Deacon will react to both melee and ranged attacks. So if you're going to use a Soul Slinger, make sure they're kept far enough away that they won't be hit by the holy crosses that they trigger. Also, try to keep your melee daughters away while dealing ranged damage, so holy cross won't hit them either. Because Slam is so weak in this fight, a Soul Slinger's shot ability will be the best way to set up flanks and backstabs. So once you start to get into a rhythm, this is going to be the main priority for your Soul Slingers. Because of his constant use of liturgy, this fight will mostly take place within close proximity to the boss. Sidestep and Wrathful Rain will be very important for saving Rooted Daughters who are stuck in liturgy range. A Rooted Shieldbearer may have no choice but to tank the damage, so use this as the time to use Saving Grace. Lightning Strike is another great move for this fight. It'll allow a Blade Master to recover from a Holy Cross push. A Blade Master's main turn may look like Slash, push by Holy Cross, recover with Lightning Strike. Not much changes in this fight from start to finish, so once you feel comfortable with your strategy, it's basically rinse and repeat until the Deacon falls. That's all I've got for you today. Next, we'll move on to the third era and defeat the Maid. If you've made it this far, you're probably ready to move on to the advanced guide, so look out for that in the future if it's not already linked here. It would really help my channel grow if you'd remember to like and subscribe, and while you're down there, why don't you leave a comment and tell me what tip you found the most helpful. Thanks everyone for watching.